Welcome to the Delirious W.E.S.T 2026 podcast series, the behind-the-scenes training journey for one of the wildest ultramarathons on the planet. After the huge success of the 2025 series, we're back again by popular demand. This time, we're following a new crew of brave, maybe slightly bonkers, runners as they prepare for the epic 100 and 200 mile Delirious W.E.S.T, a race so remote you need a GPS just to find your own feet. In this intro episode, we're getting to know one of the legends you'll be following all the way to the start line and beyond. Let's dive in. Today on the Zen Run podcast, I'm excited to get started on a new Delirious series. And today, one of our athletes who's volunteered to jump into the ring and be one of our Delirious athletes we can follow to the start line is Sym Mercer. Welcome, Sym.
Thank you.
It was a bit of a balls up, everyone. You didn't hear the first bit because I stopped it. I've no idea who I am or where we are. But let's go. I do know we're with Sym Mercer. So, Sym, tell us a little bit about yourself to begin with. This is just your intro episode. We want to know who you are and where you grew up and a little bit about yourself.
I grew up out west, so Western Queensland.
Hot places.
Property, so spent most of my days avoiding schoolwork by fencing and chasing cows and sheep around the paddock.
Wow. How big was the property? Because I grew up on a farm, but it was on a small island, so the property was like 1,500 acres, which was probably tiny compared to something in Queensland.
About 85,000 acres. So
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine.
So running wasn't really a thing. I was a swimmer, and now I really detest swimming, but that's okay. But yeah, we did School of the Air, so distance education, School of the Air. Yeah. So getting out of doing anything school related, just kind of had to kick a battery terminal or make it sound bad, and anyway, reception's terrible. Got to go.
Sorry, can't do it.
Our teachers were all over it, but anyway, what could they do?
Starlink these days, that would be terrible. The kids don't have anywhere near as many.
No, we actually went and visited the school, dropped back into the school last year or the year before when we come through Longreach, and the deputy principal was astounded. She had been at the school for 20 years and we were the first students.
Oh, you dropped out a little bit. Oh, there you are.
Sorry, not sure what happened there.
You said you were the
technology.
Oh, good. I know. It's obviously not Starlink.
So yeah, we were the first students in her 20 years that of pre her to actually come back to the school and visit. And
really,
she took us for a tour through the school, and it was the little studios that the teachers used to sit in to do the radio lessons were now like full-on computerized screens. The kids were doing lessons by like video link or Teams or whatever they use. So yeah.
wow,
it was interesting. So that was a bit of technology has progressed. So yeah, from there I just spent a bit of time in the mines because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Spent a bit of time working for the grain board, classifying grain. Before I come across to Gladstone, which is Gladstone, Queensland, where I'm based now. I come here for a week to catch up with a mate. And anyway, I'm still here.
How long ago was it that you went there for a week to catch up with a mate?
Probably 15 years ago.
Yesterday.
Yeah, just yesterday. So yeah, I kind of got into running. It was a way of dealing with the shit that was going on in life at the time, which is often everybody's story. It was something that gave me a chance to just have 5 minutes to myself and contemplate life choices. My life sort of fell apart, and I was lucky enough to be surrounded by some awesome people who were still in my life, obviously. And they helped steady the ship, and I hadn't really done much big stuff. It was all mainly just, going for runs. And anyway, a friend of mine had signed up to do race across Scotland, which was 215 mile. And at that point in time, I made a commitment to her that I would train with her, because I kind of had nothing else to do with my life, and I would train with her so she would always have a training partner. And decided to do Tarawera 100 miler, just, because that seems like a good idea. And I had to qualify for that event, and the only qualification race left in Queensland at the time was Blackall 100 at Mapleton. So I went and did that and qualified for Tarawera. So that was in 2018, and then did Tarawera, must have been 2019. Still got the shirt. Anyway, my favourite. So I went and done the 100 miler at Tarawera. And I remember Tracy saying to me when we finished Blackall 100 as we were walking out, and I honestly can't tell you how long that took us. As we were walking out after the finish line, Tracy said to me, "So you're right, for a 100 mile, it'll only be 62 more K than what you just did."
Nothing.
And it seemed like a good idea at the time. So I did Tarawera the following week in the February. Yeah. And like I said, I was training with Trace to keep her company for her Scotland run, and it just kind of come out one day, and she said to me, "Well, you're training with me, so why don't you just come and do it?" So we went and had a crack. We didn't finish the race because obviously we went into that race with absolutely no idea what we were doing. Weather conditions were pretty wild and things we weren't used to, and all the rest of it. But we got pretty much 3/4 of the way through that race. And
which is a very long way, I just want to say.
Yeah. So we had vowed and declared that we would go back and finish it. And we haven't got there yet, but it's still on the cards. So
what
then
was
sort of
that race, Sym, that made that stopped you, but also makes you want to go back? So you said the weather was pretty awful. Is it the terrain is it quite hilly?
Yeah, because race across Scotland is actually a hiking track, and it literally goes across Scotland from one side to the other. And I think it's a bit of unfinished business more than anything. Is the, and I guess the lessons that we've learned over the last couple of years about doing this just, I guess, makes it easier to go back and do that race, knowing that we've got a hell of a lot better chance this time round of actually making that finish line.
Do they have do they have a hard cutoff, or is it quite?
Yeah, they have a hard cutoff. It's is it 100 hours or 80 hours? 100 hours it might be. I think it's 100 hours. So yeah, it's very similar to the Ultra Series stuff where they have a hard cutoff, and so no, it's on the cards to go back and have another crack at that race at some point.
It's exciting.
So then I'd sign up to do Unreasonable East, and throughout the training for that, I ended up quite sick and unable to keep any food down.
I know.
And despite the fact that I wouldn't acknowledge that, I kept pushing and pushing and pushing myself until I realised that I was not going to finish that race if I went down, and I couldn't do that to my crew. I think going in knowing that I wasn't going to be even remotely where I needed to be to complete such a distance. I couldn't put my mates and who were my support crew through that. So I made the call not to go, and Sean was awesome enough to transfer my entry. But even though I threw my toys out of the sandpit and had a hissy fit and whatever, I still put my hand up to go down to Unreasonable East, and I actually run the Foggy Knob aid station. Yeah. And quite a few of the guys very fondly remember that, whether it be good or bad reasons, but they remember that. We had a great time, and yeah, it's kind of escalated from there. So when Unreasonable East moved up to North Queensland, I lined up for that and got about 75 k's in and had an interaction with a snake.
Oh,
that's
interesting.
That kind of ended my race.
So did it bite you? Tell me about that a little bit.
It tagged me.
Oh.
It was my own fault. I stood on it.
Oh, yeah, they don't like that. I don't think.
No, and I am known for doing that. So it was just on that dusk sort of timing, and I was running across the ridge and I was enjoying the sunset, and I kind of looked down right at that point in time, but it was too late. I already stood on him. He was obviously doing the same, enjoying the sunset, thinking how good his life was.
Until it wasn't.
Just some rude person stood on me. And I felt it hit the back of my leg, but I just thought it was like its tail or something like that. So I didn't really take that much notice. I had a quick look. I had Moxie gaiters on. Mm-hmm. And I kind of had a quick look, and I'm like, oh, yeah, oh, good. Couldn't see anything. So I actually got into the aid station and I was telling my crew, and we all laughed because we thought it was funny. And I left the aid station and I wasn't feeling the greatest, but I just kind of put that down to some food issues. Anyway, I kept going, and I just kind of was not feeling very good at all. Oh, no. And decided that, and I could feel like the gator rubbing on the back of my leg, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? And I was sort of, going through that thought process, see a bit of dirt in there or whatever, Yeah. And then I thought, oh, maybe like when my crew had, because I'd changed my socks there, and I thought, oh, maybe when it, got a bit of dirt in. So anyway, I've actually stopped and had a look, and there was a mark on the back of my leg, and I'm like, oh, all right.
Maybe it was something a bit more.
Anyway, so I was like, so I kind of was feeling pretty ordinary, and so we all know the rules, and yep,
Stay still, not running, certainly not running off down the track.
So I rang Matt the medic just to see if he was at the checkpoint, because I was just kind of like run into the checkpoint. Anyway, that didn't go to plan, of course, so I had to wait. And Felix was actually the next person behind, which they got hold of Felix. So yeah, and then I ended up with Felix and Harmony and Sue and a few of the others, just hanging out with me until the Matt the medic and Sarah Foster arrived, because Sarah was our local up there. And yeah, anyway, so they got me out of there, and that was the end of my race.
So did they take you to hospital? Is that what happens?
No, because I was not, like, I didn't decline any more than what I was or anything. But I did go to the hospital and have a chat. I do have a mate in Cairns, and she actually works at the hospital. So, through who you know. Yeah. So, yeah, you got it checked out. The doctor was like, yeah, okay, it hasn't got a full bite on you, but, you're probably going to feel a bit crook for a couple of days and blah, blah, blah. So, recommend you just take it easy. So, yeah, pretty much did that. Did a bit of deflagging of that course, which probably wasn't the greatest decision I made, but,
I've Notice rest is not really in anyone's vocabulary on this podcast.
We don't do it well at all.
It's terrible, even though I love the idea of it.
It sounds good. We're just not sure how or what that's supposed to look like. And I went and gave Sean and the team a hand. I was one of the RDs for Irrational South. And I obviously had signed up to do W.E.S.T last year. This year. Don't even know what year it is anymore.
I know. Well, Anyway, I know what you mean. The last one.
That's it, the last one. And unfortunately, due to some business things, I was unable to make that and had to defer it till next year. But I did lined up for Unreasonable East again last year in August, and had a cracking time. It was a redemption run and did it in full style and had an absolute ball. It was great. No, we didn't see one until we actually left. Where's the brewery? Wherever the brewery is at Atherton. We left the brewery heading out on that loop, and it was like, oh, snake. Oh, okay, moving on. Anyway, nobody stand on it. Just keep going.
They're the best type. You can see them, but they're not stood on it.
Yeah. So, I've done a few other big things. I did Legends XPD Adventure Race.
Is that like a multi-sport one?
Yes. So mountain biking, running, and kayaking. So I did that. That was down at Apollo Bay in Victoria. Did that with a couple of lads that I'd actually never met before.
Yeah, you know them well.
Yeah, we do. And it's good. We actually do get on really well. So that was around 700 Ks we covered over the couple of days of doing that.
Oh, amazing.
And I backed that up a little bit later with Tarawera, which is down in New South Wales. Same thing, it was an adventure race. It was about 250 Ks, I think. And then May this year, myself and a couple of ladies I've gotten to know, but never raced with. I did Liz Woodgate. I paced her for Westmac Monster last year. And so Liz, myself, Jules and Ems, we formed a team and we raced Raid 100, which was here in my own backyard in May this year. And same thing, adventure race. We did cover just over 500 Ks. I went over to Cape to Cape to run the the first one. I'm just going to go with that, the first one.
I think it's Harmony who wants to run only the ignore. Now I can't say. Anyway, the first version of any
That's
event.
It. Exactly. So went over there to do the 100 miler, but unfortunately I took a heavy fall and hurt my hip. So I unfortunately didn't finish that. But it is what it is, and I've kind of had a couple of weeks off, just regrouping and resetting everything. Getting ready to get into training for DW.
2026.
That's it.
So going back 3 million steps, you've been in Gladstone for 15 years. You were in mining-y type of stuff. What work are you doing in Gladstone at the moment?
I work for myself.
Yeah.
It depends what they pay me to do, really. But I do. Yeah. I do a lot of health, safety, environment, quality, and risk management stuff. So I write systems. I can help people get ISO certification if that's what they want to do. I'm a auditor with the National Heavy Vehicle Accreditation regulator. So I audit and help transport operators with compliance. pretty much. I've got clients that I write tenders for and grant submissions for, whatever they want. They just need something. I say yes or no, and if I say yes, then they pay me to do it. If I say no, I try and help find someone else who can help them.
So is it mostly in the mining industry that you do?
No, I prefer to work with small business.
Okay. Yeah.
I just find that small businesses generally invested. They're not just ticking a box. I don't do tick the box very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything from asbestos removal, demolition to wholesale companies and businesses, transport, primary producers, just whoever, really.
So that gives you a bit of freedom then too.
Yeah, I spend 99% of my life traveling.
Yeah.
So where I live in Gladstone, I call it Airbnb, and my storage facility.
It's your home base.
That's it. So yeah, I'm lucky enough that I can be mobile. My job allows me to be mobile 95% of the time.
So you don't have animals and kids and all those kind of things that you can't just leave in an Airbnb?
No, none of those. And my plants are all trained just to survive for weeks and weeks with neglect.
Goldfish, maybe you need goldfish. That's awesome. So why? What's your why now? Why are you doing all of these? Like, I know you said it, running helped you through a tough time. You can do 5Ks. 10Ks.
I don't like doing 5. It's too fast.
So why this longer stuff? What allures you to that, do you think? Is it just more stuff to sort out? That's what I
think it's because I can.
Oh wow.
I don't really have a why. I do it because I can. Mm-hmm. I do it because I want to. Mm-hmm. I just I don't do I do train with friends and stuff here, but I also do a exceptional amount of my training on my own.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I do it because I can, because I want to, and trails just, I don't know, you're just out there, the white noise is turned off. Mm-hmm. It's so nice just to be out there and, have no concept of what's going on in the world. You don't know what time it is. It's either daylight or it's dark. The only way you have any that's right. The only way you have any concept of time is the fact, it's sort of around that 6-ish time when the sun goes down, etc. You just kind of can lose yourself, and there's no responsibility. The only responsibility you got is to make it to the next checkpoint or aid station. Yeah. And you just kind of, that's it. You don't have to talk to anyone. You don't have to deal with anyone's shit. You don't have to, there's people there just waiting for you.
It's nice, actually. It's like somebody else is going to take my shoes and socks off.
Exactly. Nice. Someone's going to make sure they feed me and make sure I've got food and water and send me on my way. Like, I don't have to worry about anything.
That's right. I'd much rather be running than be crew.
Exactly. Yes, 100%. And, so cool. I've returned the favour and crewed for a few of my mates, and I'm just like, I so prefer to run.
Yes. Someone to look after me.
Exactly.
What do you think? What are your motivations? And I know I just asked you why, but like your goals. Do you like to run faster? Is there going to be any distance, that's too far, or do you just think you just want to keep seeing what your body can do? And are you concerned about how fast you go? Like, is that one of your goals, like trying to hit particular, time?
No, I'm not saying I'm not competitive, mm-hmm. but because I just do this for me.
Yeah.
So all I want to do is finish.
Yeah.
Time, placing, all that is just completely irrelevant to me. Obviously, if the stars align and you have a great day or 3 days or 4 days out there, and you achieve it in a really awesome time, and that's a bonus. But that's not what I set out for. I just set out to finish and to feel good.
Yeah.
I've seen people who push themselves so hard they cross the finish line and they're spewing and they're sick and I'm not in for that. I don't. I want to be able to finish well and finish feeling good and be fatigued and hurting because of what I achieved, not because I pushed myself to the point where now my recovery's gone from being 2 or 3 weeks to 2 or 3 months. So yeah, time means nothing as long as I get in before the cutoff time.
Yeah.
Pace is whatever it's going to be, and of course it's different for every race depending on terrain conditions, etc. But yeah, I kind of have an idea about what I track at, so I can at least give my crew a bit of if I've got crew a bit of a time frame.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just really patient and good at waiting.
Yay. I found when I did Delirious this year, my husband was really good at working out exactly where I would be and when until we got to the end. And then he missed the last 2 because I was going faster than he thought. And actually the last one he fell asleep as well. So, I mean, whatever. I mean,
he had one job. He had one job.
Quite funny. What are your goals for 2026? Like, do you have any? Like, obviously, you would just want to be able to finish. Like, is there anything else that you'd really love to be able to achieve?
No, I just want to finish and finish well. He said I've sort of got this year hasn't quite panned out the way that I wanted it to from a event perspective, but hey, that's how it happens, and that's the reality of it. But it's also given me an opportunity to reset and work on a few things like my strengths, because strength training is integral and important, and sometimes it gets with everything else I kind of forget, or it's the last thing I worry about doing. So it's kind of given me the opportunity to have a bit of a reset and refocus, and just that determination of knowing that I will finish. So that's my goal, is just to turn up there, catch up with all the WA crew and finish it.
I love that. That's mine as well. I almost feel like it's a second home now after going.
Yeah.
They're all such great people.
They are.
Are you coached at all? Do you have a coach, or do you coach yourself?
I have just taken a bit of a break. Kefren Izzard, he's based in Brizzy. He's been my coach for the last few years now, and he's ridden this wild ride with me. And yeah, I will go back to Kef, but just like I said, I've just had a bit of a break from everything and removed that pressure of having scheduled training, which I think has been a really good thing for the last couple of weeks, or last month, probably month and a half. So yeah, probably start of next month I will go back onto a program and get my shit sorted.
Which we're going to hear all about every month. So how are you going getting your shit sorted? Is there anything you're particularly worried about for Delirious, either in the training or for the event?
No, not really. Probably a bit of the training, because I've also got a fairly heavy workload for the next couple of months with a couple of contract jobs, and I know that I'm not going to get as much hill training as I want, because a couple of the places I'm going to be, there's no hills. It's all very flat.
Very frustrating. I've found myself in places like that.
Yeah.
in the past when I've needed to do some hill training, I'm like, can't.
Yeah. So, but no, I don't. I try to remove as much pressure and stress about races as I can, so I don't get wrapped up in, like, at the end of the day, if there's a hill, you got to go up it. If there's a hill, you got to come down it.
Yeah.
So I've never really been one to focus on elevation. Like, in my mind, there's elevation in all these runs that we do.
Yeah.
And yes, it differs, but that should just be part of your training anyway. Like in my head,
Yeah.
I know it's not how everyone approaches it, but that's how I approach it. So I don't get wrapped up in that sort of stuff. And my theory is all I got to do is make it from checkpoint to checkpoint. And then you get into that checkpoint, you can reassess, reevaluate, and then you go again. So, yeah, I have a plan, but it's a fairly loose plan.
If it works out, it's fine. If it doesn't, that's also fine.
Exactly.
Which is probably the best way to be, because getting all uptight doesn't necessarily help you get to the finish, does it?
No. But you just got to make it work for yourself.
What do you have any tips when it comes to how you manage to fit in what is a really busy life with what will be and you've already experienced, like, heavy training loads? Because when you're training for any of these longer runs you've done, it's obviously heavy training loads. And although, as you said, you can be a bit relaxed, there'll be some things you'll want to hit. You don't want to, not be able to get some of the training done.
Yeah. I think the most important thing is you have to make it work for yourself. And that's where Kev has been good and supportive, as he understands that traveling around and being on the road all the time with work and things like that. So he allows me that flexibility to move my training around.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. And I think the other thing is accepting that some days you're just going to miss that training session. Yeah. And one thing I did learn early on was, if you miss it, you miss it. You don't make it up. For whatever reason that you've missed it, you've missed it for a reason. You need to let it go. I fell into, I fell into the trap of, I'd find myself doing like double sessions because I'd missed a session the day before or whatever. It just exacerbates the level of fatigue that you're already carrying. And sometimes, realistically, is that one run or one, strength session a week, is it really going to make that much difference over 200, 300, 400 mile? I don't really think so. Yeah. And I think you've got to be comfortable enough in yourself to know that you really have done the hard work. You really have done, you've put in the effort. You really have achieved what you can achieve, and be able to let go of those little ones that you missed. And I think if you can deal with that and manage that, then everything's okay. It just sort of falls into place. I don't beat myself up if I have a run and I'm supposed to hit a target, and if I don't hit that target, I don't really care. At the end of the day, I got out the door and I went for that run, because some days you feel great and you get out there and you smash your targets and it's happy days, and then other days you feel like shit and you've got that much going on and you don't hit your target. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is you got out the door.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of how I don't beat myself up anymore. And sometimes it takes us a while to learn that, or takes us a while to do that, and some people never get over that. But I just think if you can not beat yourself up over it, and as much as I was disappointed about not making Cape to Cape, I didn't beat myself up over it. Yeah, I was disappointed and I was a bit maybe for a couple of days, but but it is what it is. A few lessons taken from it and move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You learn more in many ways, just like most things when we don't achieve, or if we hate that word failure, which is ridiculous because actually it's a really good thing to do because we learn so much more when things don't go the way we want them to.
Absolutely.
So that next time we're more likely to get what we want or to achieve that goal. So there's,
No, 100%. And that's kind of how, like I said, it's been as it is for everyone, it's been a journey. And I suppose the big thing for me, if you had have met me 7 years ago, or if you had met me 8 years ago, I was borderline alcoholic. If you had met me 7 years ago and said that you'd be signing up for 200-mile races just for shits and giggles, I would have just gone, you're delusional.
And then you go off and do Delirious because you're delusional. Absolutely.
So, yeah. So, you know, if you want something, you just go and get it because, you know, no one's going to give it to you. So if you want it, just go and get it, go and do it.
So what do you think running's given your life, Sym?
A lot of good people.
Yeah.
A lot of good people. It's also probably given me, it's kept me out of jail. That's probably an important one. But yeah, I just think it's given me the ability to manage life better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm generally always a cranky person. That's just me. And I have a huge dislike for people.
Excellent.
In general, so trail running
My
suits
husband's
me.
like that, by the way. He doesn't really like people. I'm the people person. He's the not people person.
That's what people say to me. They're like, you don't like people, yet look what you do for a job. I'm like, I know. My life choices are questionable at the best of times. So yeah, I just think it's certainly helped me manage life better, and there's a lot of stuff that happens, you know, every day that I see people around me just kind of not cope well with or struggle with that, and I'm just like, oh, whatever. Is the coffee machine still working? Like, yeah.
That's what's important after all.
Absolutely.
I've always got my coffee with my podcast.
Never far away.
No, me either. How long do you think you'll run for? It's a question I ask most people on the podcast. What's your kind of vision for the future of your running, without the detail, but just running in your life?
Until I can't do it anymore, till I physically cannot do it anymore. I will just keep pushing and doing crazy things and big distances for as long as I possibly can, and as long as my body will continually to back me in that.
I love that. Now, obviously you alluded to a slightly different life to what you have now a few years ago. What do your family and friends think of this person that you are now, a decade, you know, that you weren't, say, 10 years ago?
I have a large number of friends now that probably didn't know me.
Yeah.
In that previous life, or sort of met me towards the back end of that previous life, and it's interesting. We're just out at Longreach on the weekend, and caught up with a friend of ours that we went to school with who passed away from cystic fibrosis. We caught up with her mum, and Sue's comment was, "You two have not changed." And I said to Kari, who I call my sister because she's the closest thing I've got to a sister, but she's been in my life for an extremely large portion of it.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation about that, the fact that people we have met, you know, in recent times that we haven't seen for 20, 30, 40 years, they all say the same thing. You two just have not changed.
Wow.
And that's a good thing or not. But, so we just kind of had a conversation about, like, it obviously is us. When we meet, you know, it'd be potentially 20 years since I've seen Sue, and it was like only seen her yesterday.
Wow.
And I sort of think that feeling is like us. So when we meet somebody or see someone we haven't seen for a long time, and it does only feel like yesterday, that's, I guess, a reflection on us and who we are. So as much as I know I've changed personally and I've changed inside, I guess I've always been the same person. But I've grown within myself to know what I want, and know what I will and will not tolerate and put up with. So I think most of my journey's been extremely personal growth, which evidently has not changed what majority of people see on the outside.
I think that's kind of cool that you recognize it, and I think is really amazing, isn't it? Like it's what people see is actually who you are, who you're representing yourself in the world, even though there are lots of other things going on the inside that you were working on. Maybe now it matches more the person that you show to the outside world.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Absolutely.
Growing into yourself.
That's it.
Or something like that, running towards yourself. I don't know. When I went through a divorce many years ago in my 20s, I was a runner then as well. My mum used to say, "What are you running away from?" I'm like, "No, Mum, I'm running towards something. I'm running to the new me."
That's right. I'm running to the life I want.
Exactly. I'm not running away.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of funny. Sym, it's been a delight to have a chat with you and get to know you a little bit more. I'm really looking forward to checking in with you every month for 15 minutes or so and see how your training's going for Delirious. Thank you for being brave enough to jump on and be part of the team. I promise we'll be kind and we'll have some fun, and it will feel like you're not doing all the training alone in many ways as well, because we'll all be here, even if it's virtually.
No, it's great. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I'll probably, tell Sean how I feel about that when I talk to him next. But I certainly appreciate the opportunity, and it's been really awesome to talk to you. And I have listened to a number of your podcasts, and I've listened to a few stories of a few of the other guys that I know and have run with at different events. So I look forward to continuing the journey with you.
So exciting. All right. Well, we'll talk to you in a month. Don't jump off straight away, because I'll talk to you in a second. But thank you for coming on and sharing a bit of who you are. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.
And that's a wrap on this intro episode. Massive thank you to our athlete for sharing their story, from nerves to nutrition plans and everything in between. We'll be checking in with them every month leading up to race day. So hit follow or subscribe and come along for the ride. Whether you're training for your own ultra or you just love dot watching with a cup of tea and a bicky, you're in the right place. See you in the next check-in.